Hi guys, Ricks here, and today I'm coming back at you with another video, and this is going to be another episode in the new series that I still haven't quite figured out the name for. It'll probably be something like MW Speaks or Chatting with MW or something about talking. I haven't posted the first one yet, so you guys will see one video before this episode comes out, should I say. That first video was about the Brickmania two-figure limit. And as I said, this series is essentially going to be talking about stuff that's going on in the community, issues in the community, or kind of stuff that I just think I want to talk about and stuff that I can provide information on and be a resource for. So essentially what we're going to be going over today are Brickarms freebies, and specifically we're going to be going over the usability, the feasibility, and just the colors of Brickarms freebies. So as you can see in front of you, I have a bunch of Brickarms freebies, and I think that I got most of these from Eclipse Graphics and Brickmania. I think that these are the two places that I got these freebies from. And essentially what you can see is in here, we have a bunch of freebies that are in this kind of sparkly colors, right? So here we have some kind of fantasy battle axes, we have some knives, we have another axe, we have, I believe this is a Bren gun, an LMG, we have a Star Wars gun, and then we have a saber and another of the LMGs, and then we have some silver. So, as you guys may or may not know, when you buy Brickarms from most third-party resellers, you get freebies with the item. Now, of course, the amount of freebies that you get very much corresponds to how much in dollar amount you spent on Brickarms from their site. So it can range anything from a single freebie to, in some orders, I've gotten 5, 6, 7, even 8 freebies, just based upon how much Brickarms I've actually spent. So I think it's all well and good that they provide these freebies to us. Of course, it's not any obligation towards them. They don't have any real necessary factor pushing them to give us these. But I think that if they are going to provide us with these freebies, they should at least give us something that's usable, right? Because essentially in my mind, when I'm getting something like this or like this that's in these strange sparkly colors, really I'm just thinking about the amount of plastic and product waste that essentially this is going to become. Because I'm never going to use these things right here. They're really never going to get used. I don't generally sell or trade my stuff, so they're just going to get put in a storage box and never really looked at again. So essentially, the plastic and the materials that went into producing these really didn't have any end goal in sight. And what I mean by that is that because I'm not using them, these Brickarms really are never going to have any proper use out of them. Nobody's ever going to be using them. Nobody's ever going to be modding with them. Anything like that. They're really just going to be sitting. And I think it's a shame when you use plastic that could otherwise go to some pretty cool things. Like Brickarms could have easily spent time making any of these in a more realistic color and sent it to us. And I think that would have been infinitely more usable. While I do have to applaud them for giving us freebies in the first place, I really don't think it's worth that much to me when I'm getting colors like this and designs like this. Now, I know that this might be a controversial opinion, but a lot of the freebies from Brickarms are extremely unusable, with the exception of stuff like this. As you can see, this is kind of a silver, I think this is a Halo gun. A lot of the time I get stuff that is really unusable. And if you guys watched a previous video of mine where I was going over a Tiny Tactical haul, you guys were able to see that from Tiny Tactical, they actually gave me colors of weapons and freebies that are extremely usable. Like they gave me a bunch of free guns in just a plain black, which is what I ordered as well. So it was very much in line with what I ordered, and I'm definitely going to be able to use them. Brickarms, on the other hand, I'm not going to be able to use these. I definitely have over probably 500 of these in various colors that I'm never going to be able to use, and I just really feel like it's a waste. I think the time and effort spent putting into these could be spent making, for example, this battle axe maybe in like a gunmetal or a silver, or maybe making this in something more realistic, or making this LMG in a color that could be used better. Anyways, I know that, again, I think I've said this before, but I know that this is going to be a controversial opinion. I am by no means saying that I'm ungrateful for these freebies that Brickarms sends. I'm just saying that I think that the time put into these freebies could be better spent on freebies that are actually usable by the consumer. Because I really don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I mean, if one of you guys knows a way that we could use this, or knows a way that I could use this in a semblance that actually makes sense, you can go ahead and let me know below. But I really feel like they are unusable. I mean, I can bring a figure over and just show you what it looks like together. I think the only sparkly one that I think I really like at all is this. I believe that this is the blaster that droids used in Star Wars. And I think this is the only one that I really like. All these others, I think, just quite frankly, look a little bit ridiculous. I mean, it's kind of fun. I'll give them that, but I really think that it would be great if Brickarms could just provide freebies in actually usable colors. I would use them, and I probably would end up spending more on Brickarms because I'm getting more product than I paid for in actually usable colors. Now, I've said this multiple times, but this is a controversial opinion, I know. I know that there's a lot of people who love that you get freebies, and a lot of people are just going to say, hey, you should just be grateful that we're getting freebies. Well, I agree with that. I do think that there is some aspect to this where we should be thinking about the freebies should be worth something to us, because we know that when they're selling Brickarms, the only reason that they're giving us freebies is because the profit margin is so high on regular Brickarms that they can afford to spend, all the time casting these random colors and still make a hefty margin. And I think that it would just be better for the consumer if these types of things were cast in actually usable colors. Now, I keep saying this is controversial, but maybe it isn't. Maybe you guys are going to agree with me. It would be great if you guys could let me know in the comments below. As I said in the previous video of this series, it would be great if you guys provided kind of your thoughts and your feedback and kind of what you thought about this stuff, because that's what's going to make this series so interactive. I think that I might create episodes on stuff like this, and then I might create a response video where I kind of go over some comments and kind of highlight some things that people said and maybe respond to different people's takes on the issue that I'm discussing at hand. I think that that could actually be pretty cool, but it all comes down to the fact that you guys need to interact, you guys need to comment on this video, and you guys need to really kind of throw out some opinions so that I can actually react to them. I think that that could be a cool video idea, but it does require some give and take, right? I can't do that all by myself. Other than that, though, as I said previously, I'm going to try and keep these videos under 10 minutes long. I think that I've done pretty well on this one, keeping it under 10 minutes. I think this one's going to come in at around 8 minutes, so that's pretty good. But as I said, long story short, in summary, Brickarms should provide freebies and more usable colors. It would just make the experience, I think, better for the consumer because you get more product, and it wouldn't waste plastic on things like this, where I really think that there aren't a lot of people who can realistically use this, and it's really just kind of going to waste. Anyways, guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe to learn more stuff, and I'll catch you next time.